Ever feel like we only see the tip of the iceberg with a company's success? Like,
Yeah.
what's really going on underneath?
Yeah.
Like, there's this whole hidden world of customer behavior
Right.
driving those profits that we don't think about.
It's the kind of thing that keeps, business leaders up at night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what if we could crack the code
Mm.
of customer behavior?
Mm.
What if we could really understand
Yeah, great.
what's going on? That's what we're doing today. We're diving into the Customer-Base Audit by Peter Fader.
Yeah, this is a really, really fascinating look at how to understand
Yeah.
what's going on beneath the surface
Yeah.
with your customers.
It's not just about the sales figures. It's about
Yeah.
understanding the people behind those numbers.
Exactly. And it all starts with this, I think, really fascinating statistic about American Airlines.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
87%
Well,
of their customers in a given year are one-time flyers.
wow, that's like saying
Yeah.
the vast majority of people who fly American only do it once that year, and then they're gone.
They're gone. They're one and done.
You would think that the airlines would be freaking out about that.
You would think so, right? But this is where Feder says,
Yeah.
hold on a second.
Okay.
We need to think about this like a
Yeah.
data cube.
Okay, a data cube.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about planes anymore. We're talking
Well, I'm
about
not talking about planes anymore. We're talking about data.
data. Okay, I'm with you.
So imagine each side of this cube
Okay.
represents a different dimension of the customer,
Okay.
right? So you've got who they are,
Hmm.
you've got when they buy,
Okay.
and you've got what they buy.
So it's like instead of colors and patterns on a Rubik's Cube, it's
Exactly.
customer information.
It's patterns in customer behavior.
I like it.
But here's the thing. Most companies, they get stuck on just one view of the cube.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're obsessed
But
with...
they only look at one side.
They only look at one side.
Yeah.
They're obsessed with what's sold but they're totally missing the who and the when.
So they're missing out on like the customer's journey.
Exactly.
The value of it.
The customer's journey over time is this crucial missing piece.
I see. And so that's what we're talking about when we say customer-based audit. We're talking about
Yeah.
looking at all of that information together.
We're looking at all of that information together to try to understand
Okay.
what is the story
Yeah.
that these customer behaviors are telling us.
Okay. This is fascinating. And this isn't just for like big companies. This is for every business.
This is for your local coffee shop. This is for,
Yes.
the online store that you buy
Yeah,
dog food from.
exactly.
Every business can benefit from this.
So how do we actually start decoding these stories then? I mean, where do we even begin? All right, so we've got our data cube.
Yeah.
We're starting to see these different dimensions of customer behavior.
Right.
But now I'm curious about this idea that not all customers are created equal.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean?
So this is one of those things in business that can be a little bit hard to hear
Yeah,
because, we want to think that
everyone's special.
everyone's special, every customer is valuable, but the reality is
Yeah.
some customers are more valuable than others.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking even just about my own spending habits.
Sure.
I'm definitely more loyal to some brands than others.
Yeah.
There are some that I'll go back to again and again and again,
Yeah.
and others that I'm just like, whatever.
Exactly. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's natural.
Yeah.
That's how customers behave.
Right.
And so Fader introduces this concept of
Yeah.
decile analysis.
Decile analysis.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on.
So imagine you're back at your
Yeah.
favorite coffee shop.
Okay, I can do that. I can be there.
All right, so you're in line, you can smell the coffee.
Yeah.
You see all the other...
It's a good place to be.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so take all of those customers. Okay.
And you divide them up into 10 groups
Okay.
based on how much they spend each month.
Okay.
That's basically
Right.
what decile analysis is.
I like it.
And what you often find
Yeah.
is that the top 10%,
Yeah.
those super
And
fans,
the ones that are there every day.
they're there every day, multiple times a day.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are driving
Right.
a huge chunk of that coffee shop's profit.
So the rest of us are just like,
You're
along for the ride.
you're helping,
Yeah.
but you're
That's
not
quite as important.
quite as important
Yeah.
as those top 10%.
Okay, so to make this even more concrete,
Yeah.
Fader talks about this company called Madrigal.
Right.
What did they find?
So
Yeah.
this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
They found that in a single year,
Yeah.
the range of individual customer profitability
Okay.
was huge.
Okay.
They had some customers who cost them,
Over $2,000.
wow.
$2,470.
And they were still in business.
And they were still in business because On the flip side,
Yeah.
they had other customers who generated over $22,000 in profit.
Okay, so it balances out.
It balances out.
You've got your big spenders.
You've got your big spenders.
And then you've got the people who are costing you money.
Right, and you need to understand who
Yeah.
those people are.
So what do we do with this information? We've
Yeah.
got this decile analysis. We've identified our VIPs.
Yeah.
What's next?
So that's
Yeah.
the million-dollar question, right?
Right.
What do we do with this information?
Right.
Knowing who your most valuable customers are is the first step
Okay.
to building a business strategy that actually works.
Makes sense.
Right. So if you're running, let's say you're running a subscription box service.
Okay.
And you discover that your top 10%
Yeah.
are the ones who are always adding those extra goodies. Right.
To their box.
Okay.
Well, now you know who to target with those special offers.
I like it.
Right.
Yeah, you give them the VIP treatment.
You give them the VIP treatment because
Yeah.
they are the VIPs.
Okay.
Right.
So it's not just about acquiring any customer.
Right.
It's about acquiring the right customers.
It's about acquiring the right customers.
Yeah.
And it's about understanding
Yeah.
what makes those customers tick.
So what about everyone else?
Right.
What
So-
about the people who aren't
Yeah.
in the top 10%?
Yeah.
Do we just ignore them?
We don't ignore them,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we might not give them as much attention.
Okay, right.
Right.
So
We're-
you focus on your VIPs first.
you focus on your VIPs first, and then you see,
Okay.
what can we do
Yeah.
to maybe move some
Yeah.
of these other customers
Yeah.
up into that,
Into the VIP category.
into the VIP category.
Okay.
Right. So there's a lot of different things
Yeah.
that you can do, but
It all starts with understanding
Yeah.
who those different customer segments are.
okay, this is fascinating. I'm already starting to rethink
Right.
like my whole business strategy just based on this,
Powerful stuff.
but we're not done yet, right? We've got
Yeah.
decile analysis.
Yeah.
We're figuring out who our customers are.
Yeah.
But now we need to look at,
Now we need to look at the overtime component.
okay, so how do we do that?
That's where cohort analysis comes in.
Okay, cohort analysis. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, so we've been talking about like
Yeah.
looking at your customers in a single snapshot in time.
Right, like a slice of the data cube.
Exactly, like a slice of the data cube.
Okay.
But now we need to hit the rewind button.
Okay.
And we need to look at how those customers behave over time.
Gotcha.
So cohort analysis is basically
Yeah.
grouping your customers,
Okay.
like graduating classes.
Okay, I like it.
Right. So the cohort of 2023
Right.
is going to have a different set of behaviors and patterns.
So like they might spend more in their first year.
They might spend more, or they might be more loyal,
Right.
or they might be more likely to churn.
Okay, so how do we actually use this information then?
So let's go back to our friends at Madrigal.
Okay.
Remember how they had that big customer acquisition spike
Yeah, during the holidays.
during the holidays?
Right, which seemed like a good thing.
It seemed like a good thing on the surface,
Yeah.
but when they looked at it through the lens of cohort analysis,
Yeah, what happened?
they noticed that the customers they were acquiring during the holidays
Okay.
weren't very loyal.
Oh, so even though they got a lot of customers,
Yeah.
those customers didn't stick around.
They didn't stick around. They spent a lot during the holidays,
Right.
and then they kind of disappeared.
So it's like a flash in the pan.
It's a flash in the pan, and it makes you realize
Yeah.
that sustainable growth
Yeah.
comes from building those long-term relationships.
It's not just about getting them in the door.
Exactly.
It's about keeping them coming back for more.
It's about keeping them coming back for more.
Okay. This is all starting to make sense now.
Yeah.
We've got our data cube.
Mhm.
We've sliced and diced it every which way.
We've looked at who they are, what they buy when they buy.
And how those behaviors change over time.
Exactly.
This has been awesome.
I'm glad you're finding it useful.
Yeah, I feel like I can take on the business world now, armed with all this
Down you go.
data.
That's what we like to hear.
But before we wrap up, I have to ask,
Yeah.
is this just for like big companies or
That's a great question, and
can anyone use these concepts?
the answer is anyone can use these concepts.
Really?
It doesn't matter if you're...
So even if I'm not running a huge corporation,
Yeah,
I can still use this stuff.
absolutely. You can use it in your own life. You
Yeah.
can use it
Wow.
in your personal finances. You can use it.
Okay, so how do we actually do that then?
Start paying attention
Okay.
to the data that you have access to.
Okay.
What are your spending habits?
Okay.
Where are you spending your money?
So like even just looking at my credit card statement.
Even just looking at your credit card statement,
Okay.
what does that tell you about your own customer behavior?
This has been mind-blowing.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I feel like I've learned so much.
That's what we like to hear.
We've talked about the data cube. We've talked about
Decile analysis, cohort analysis.
all this great stuff from the Customer-Base Audit.
It's a fantastic book.
Yeah, it is. Where can people find out more about you?
You can find me on all the socials.
Okay. And for our listeners out there,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the customer base audit.
It's been a pleasure.
If you want to learn even more, and we know you do, head over to our website. All the information is there. Until next time, keep those data cubes spinning.